says we're live. We'll see, start sharing links and stuff.
Ooh, I see it.
Did that composition work out?
Yeah.
Like the chat messages should come up above you in that little area.
All looks good.
Cool.
There doesn't seem to be a direct link. There doesn't seem to so be I just share your channel. Direct link.
Twitch TV/John Lindquist.
There we go. Oh, you're streaming on Periscope. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, it should pick up Twitch and Periscope and whatever. So.
Okay.
Oh, I guess it just tweets out to Periscope automatically. Sweet.
This is live now.
I guess I could have put up your
Twitch.
Twitter handle.
And then Periscope. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, just want to fire up a test message. Oops. Okay, so the steps you've already done, you've installed it and allowed all the security stuff, right? That's where we're at?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So this is, I'm pretty clean right now. Kind of new to this, but I have a bunch of docs from friends on like things that we can do. So we could try that out, but I'm keen to just download your information that you have.
Yeah, thing number one, you'll always want to have the event viewer open. I think I always just do an Alfred to look at it. That one, yeah. And you can't make it too small, but as you type, so if you type like the return key, you'll see the name of it is return or enter. So it's like grabbing the key codes, which will be super necessary because you'll have left option, right option, backspaces like delete or backspace, and like all those keys you want to know the names of them as you're mapping things.
Sorry, that's my ergonomics reminder.
All good. I'll sit up straight too.
I know, right?
Yeah. So, hey, Will, welcome. So yeah, from there, as you're figuring out your shortcuts, that's the number one thing to have open.
That's me typing what up.
Yeah, exactly. Then the other one, if you can Google, what's the name of it? Raku Judo. Let's see.
What?
I'm going to drop it in the chat.
What?
Someone named, you know how people like to name things funny? Karabiner. I put Karabiner in there too. Yeah, top one. Exactly. I think it's an anime thing. Goku's like Dragon Ball, right? But I don't know what Raku or
I don't know either.
So Karabiner by default uses JSON to configure things, and like it can if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see like the default Karabiner way is that, but with the EDN file format, it's that. So if you can go ahead and install this, then we can actually get a lot of stuff done versus trying to manually configure a JSON file.
Okay.
Now the EDN file format, I don't know a ton about it. I know it's it follows kind of like the closure syntax. But I will call things with curly braces objects, and I'll call them keys and properties, and array syntax. Like I'll just use JavaScript words to describe them. But it's
Sure.
It transpiles into JSON. So you can write like one line of EDN, which will transpile to like 60 lines of JSON. Because literally, and like no lie, like I'll bring up let's see, I have a fresh screen. I'm going to show my file on stream real quick. So my EDN file is 786 characters long, and it generates to a
wow,
a 7,161 character file.
Okay, you're really deep in this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I play with it all the time. My file's a mess. Lots of comments, lots of playground sort of stuff.
I'm done with the Goku download.
Sweet. Yeah, go ahead and install that. Let me switch back to you.
It says I need to launch a service. Is that right?
Yeah. To begin compiling it, you'll have to launch their Goku Watcher. But before we do that, go into. Let's see. Let me make sure I know where this file is. If you go into your home directory and then a .config folder and create a karabiner.edn.
Okay. I will do that. So
you might already.
Is this what it means by a home directory?
Yeah. Your users folder. Yeah.
Do
you have a .config?
Do I have a config folder? Probably, right?
Yep. Just...
Oh, I already have it. Okay.
Yeah, you have the Karabiner folder. No. You're jumping ahead. Stop jumping ahead.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know I was jumping ahead. Sorry.
It's all good.
All right.
So in this directory, create a karabiner.edn file.
The top, not inside the folder?
Correct.
Okay.
Because it's going to generate files to that folder.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can open that file with code or Vim or whatever you want to use. The EDN file.
I should probably use Vim for that, but I'm just so used to code these days.
Yeah, same. So in the config directory, you'll want to run, well, let's just go back to the Goku GitHub project. See if they have a default file you can, an example.
Default file.
Well, an example you can copy and paste into it.
Yeah, where are the docs for these things?
They have a tutorial on example. If you go up to their in the repo, yeah.
Oh. Hang on. There's a tutorial which I skipped. I like how they use the .org file type.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay, tutorial basic. Tap A to insert one. Does this look good?
Let's see. You can try copying the first half of that. There should only be a one section of main.
I see. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah,
put it in here.
This. Let's see if this compiles. So in your .config terminal, run.
Actually,
yeah, in here.
Why don't I do that?
Yeah, run Goku W as just the watcher for Goku.
Hang on. This is the wrong.
Yeah, that's the wrong directory.
cd.config.
Yep.
cd. Okay, so this is the one that okay, so Goku.
Goku. Config. Yeah, Goku. No, just Goku should run it once. See if that.
Oh.
Yeah, that didn't compile. It's probably
Got some errors.
expecting. Let's see.
Karabiner.json. File not found. Karabiner.json. Should I make one?
Oh yeah, you have to make one first before it can. Does one not exist in the Karabiner directory?
Looks like it.
Yeah, if you go into the Karabiner directory and create a file for that, I think Karabiner does it by default once you start doing like advanced customizations.
Okay, I have a JSON, so
Okay.
I'm going to try the Goku thing again.
Yeah.
Can't find a profile named default in Karabiner.json. Please create a profile named default using the Karabiner Elements app.
Okay, cool.
So maybe I didn't set up something that it expects profiles.
Yeah.
This one.
Yep.
Okay.
Add a profile and just name it default, not default profile, but default.
But this already says default.
Yeah. That can just
call it default too.
Well, no, just it needs to be named default, like character exactly.
Default.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yep. And try Goku again here.
Done.
Okay. So now if you check your Karabiner JSON file, if you just want to open that in another tab.
Oh, it's already replacing C with
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see D. Oh no.
Okay. Yeah, you can still, when in doubt, just delete what you did in the Karabiner EDN and rerun Goku.
I hope that.
Yeah, don't worry.
Nope, that was not right. Okay.
Like
how do I comment?
Yeah, I think just command / will do it. It's semicolons, but
that doesn't do it.
If you go into
okay, it's fine. Oh, that did not work.
Okay,
end of file while reading.
Actually, go to Karabiner Elements.
It doesn't let me type.
Is it still open?
It's still open.
Yeah, and just select the other profile. Go into your profiles.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and select that one.
Okay.
Now I think you should be all right.
Oh, I can type C again.
Yeah. It's a pretty nice feature, huh?
Well, it has the benefit of letting me know what profiles do, which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm assuming I want to see the output, right? So Karabiner.json.
Yeah, I just wanted to show. Yeah. So the default profile, well, the stuff you see at the top is the default profile that you haven't touched at all.
Okay.
And the stuff at the bottom, like if you scroll down or just search for the word default, you'll see where it generated. So starting here, that's where it does like the A to a little bit higher.
Yeah, the A123 thing.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, so it maps A from A to 1.
Yep.
From B to 2. From C to 1 to 3.
Yep. Yeah, so that's what we got here.
Makes sense. And the default's here. I see the default.
Exactly. So just know that behind the scenes, this file will keep getting updated. And like there'll be conditionals and all sorts of stuff that Jason has a really hard time defining that we can do in EDN simply. So, so like number one trick I want to show is if you go into, go back into your, don't change profiles yet. Go into your Karabiner EDN, uncomment that stuff. All right, so the DES part just describes what's beneath it. So if you just want to name that like live stream or playground or something to describe that, like this is just stuff we're messing around with. And in front of the, like you'll see the groupings of A, B, and C. So I would put a new line in front of the bracket of A. Yeah. No, sorry, something like that. Just to show that like each of those are individual rules.
Yeah.
There is a formatter for Clojure, which can format this. You have to install the extension for it, but it also like is very rigid and sometimes doesn't let you delete things. So I turn it on and off like at sometimes. Okay. So it's one of those like.
This one.
I think it's the first one. Okay. It also lets me know like someday I could use Clojure.
I have no desire, like as much as I like functional programming, I don't know. I just don't have any desire to use it.
I'm firmly in the always been on JavaScript club. Like I just am.
That's the formatting rules. All right.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. And one thing I do here in front of the purple curly brace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Create a new line there. Sorry, like after the C rule.
Okay.
And create a new line. And put a comment right there or a semicolon. Just to give yourself like, and I do the same thing in front of the A rule. Which just gives me like, because you're going to copy and paste down and up. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, you know what though? So I'm holding Option backspace, which normally leads to deleting an entire word.
Okay.
But now it just deletes one character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can see what.
So I'm holding Option. Let's see. So I'm holding Option down, left Option down, and then I hit backspace, and it's supposed to delete the entire word, but that's gone now.
Go to the event viewer and click clear the result.
Okay.
And do that once.
Option, backspace.
Okay.
And that's supposed to delete the entire word.
Let's see. Key down, key up.
Do I have to introduce it?
It shouldn't have changed anything. You haven't done any. You haven't done any configurations for that. So there's no.
We'll figure that out. It was just something I noticed.
It shows that it's sending all those key events. So whatever app is receiving a left option down and deleter backspace down up, and left option up. If you think of like the down states and up states of keyboard keys. So, all right. So, yeah. So if you go into your rules, you can just delete all three of those.
Okay. Right. Gotcha.
Yep. And then just create another bracket pair. And something I love to show people like right off the bat is, are you on like a MacBook keyboard or like a?
Yeah, MacBook.
So if you do :_left command.
Left command?
Sorry, :left _ command. To define the left command key. Sorry, don't hit the left command, type left command.
That's what I was confused by.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, delete the first underscore.
All right.
All right. So this is saying we're going to map left command to or from something, and we're going to map it to something. Now what we're going to do is map it back to left command.
All right. Sorry, that's my emoji picker.
Left command by itself is? Or
sorry?
What do you trigger to fire up emojis? Just left command by itself?
No, just colon.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna disable this. All right. Yep.
All right.
Left command to left command.
And then after that line,
Mm-hmm.
just do space and then nil.
Like space.
Sorry. That's true. I have to be careful how I say this. So yeah, go back to the previous line. So on the same line where the left commands are.
Space nil.
Space bar. Now just nil. Now hit your space bar.
Okay.
And to do curly braces after the nil. Space bar, then no curly braces.
Okay.
And type colon alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then space bar colon A.
All right.
All right. Now run go or save and run Goku.
There's a watch mode, right?
Oh yeah, Goku W with no spaces is watch mode. And that'll just keep on updating. Now,
am I on the right profile?
Yeah, switch back to the other profile.
Default. Okay. All right. So what does this do?
All right. So now anywhere you can just start hitting the left command key to trigger A.
Okay. Yeah, it works.
So what that means is, for example, I have left command and right or left option. My keyboard's different, but I have an option key mapped to open my terminal when I hit it by itself to focus on my terminal, and I have a command key mapped to focus on my editor. So instead of doing like some sort of even a 2-key keyboard command, I can just tap option and open my terminal, or I can just tap command and focus on my editor.
Gotcha.
So if you want to map just tapping your left command key to any like super advanced keyboard shortcut, like what's something in VS Code you do a lot?
Command
like
D. So like looking for multiple instances of the same word.
Okay. So where you type the colon A, do exclamation point, or sorry, colon exclamation point. Uppercase C for command, then lowercase d. And now once you hit save, now you can just tap on command to do multiple selections.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's one of my favorite. Like it's the idea of one shots. Like you have a whole bunch of keys that are really close to your thumbs, just kind of wasted on your keyboard, that wait for you to press it and then like do something else. Like, but you can use them for other things. And you can even use them in combination. Like if I want to one-shot left command and option, like that could do something. Or if I wanted to say shift spacebar, something that doesn't usually do anything, I could make that do something.
Okay.
If I wanted to, let's see, what's another? If you wanted to shift command and have that do something, or left command and right command can trigger something. So it's one of those things is as you're going throughout your day, you need to figure out what sort of things can I have it do. So well, let's do something like so create a new rule, just like duplicate that rule down, and have the first one be let's see, let's have it be so delete the colon and all of that. We're gonna use the object syntax this time.
Okay.
And do colon let's do colon spacebar, type spacebar.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, it's and colon yeah, I know. Colon modi, short for modifier, MODI. and then colon left shift. And then
this is not recognized. Missing value. What is this?
Spacebar Mode left shift. Maybe it's just expecting you to. Let's just finish typing the line. Maybe the error will go away. Then outside of the. Yeah, there you go. Hit spacebar. So that's what you just wrote there is like a from. You're saying from left shift. When I hit the spacebar with a left shift modifier, that's a from. And we're going to map it to a to. And
okay.
So the to is going to be the array syntax, or the bracket syntax.
Okay.
And do colon spacebar, the word spacebar. And then colon equal sign, I think. Just tap equals on your keyboard and see what shows up in the event viewer. Yeah, equal underscore sign.
Yep.
And then space, hit the spacebar, then type colon spacebar. And type.
I don't think it accepted that. It's still saying it's got a missing value. I think it has to be under.
Yeah. No,
inside
my bad.
of the.
No. Stop. Okay. Sorry. Go back in front of the spacebar, the first spacebar we wrote.
Okay.
No, the even farther left. In the from section.
Okay.
And go in front of the spacebar and type colon key. So where you wrote colon spacebar, nope. Go all the way back to the front of the. So all the way to the left, not that one, the other spacebar. You wrote a spacebar at the far left.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Colon key right there. There you
go.
Ooh. That's what it was. Sorry, that was a brain fart on my part.
All right, it's fine.
So
once shift and spacebar. Yep.
All right. So once you hit save now, here's something I type a lot. Now hit shift spacebar.
Really?
So now we did anytime you want to write an assignment.
Huh.
So if I do like let message, I'll hit shift spacebar and do space equals space, which is usually something that's really like hitting the equal sign. Like it's like this weird, like boom, boom, boom sort of motion. But yeah. See how different that feels than just doing space like
I don't know. Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Well,
that's cool though.
Yeah, and it's those things you want to find, like all those things you do all the time that you want to find and map things to. Let's see.
I'm now unable to delete this quote.
Yeah, that's the formatter. You may have to disable it.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like super aggressive, making sure pairs are.
All right. I actually like running formatters only on save. They shouldn't be that powerful.
Yeah. They need restrictions for sure.
Okay.
All right. Let me see what else I got in my key map. There's some super advanced stuff that I don't want to get into, but do you remap your caps lock key already? Is that something you?
Yeah, usually I just remap it to escape because that's all I get. But it'd be nice to map it to something more interesting.
Okay, so Hit your caps lock key right now. Let me see what event it sends.
Caps underscore lock.
Okay, so it is sending caps lock. Okay. Cool. So let's do let's set up a caps lock layer.
Whoa.
Now what this is going to look like, if you scroll back up to the top of the file where you have :main. Above, let's see, it's kind of like a sibling of main. You can define a section called layers. So in front of that, in front of the main, yeah, put some white space in there and add a :layers.
Is that an array?
Object.
Object.
Yep. All right.
Does the main go inside here?
Yeah, main just can go on the next line.
Okay.
So main is where you define all the rules, like, and layers is completely separate section.
Like, does it look like this?
No, it doesn't go inside of layers.
Okay.
So if you think of like a root object, layers would be a property on the root, main would be a property on the root.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. That yeah, I think I just like disagree with the formatter because I'm so used to JSON.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why my EDN file is such a mess, is because me and the formatter fight all the time. And
all right, I'm happy with this now.
But it's better than typing out the JSON. Like if you were to look at the JSON this is producing, I promise this is better. All right, so type : and we'll give this, we'll call this caps lock mode or something. So just caps
like
underscore.
This?
No, just a word. Like this is essentially creating a conditional caps mode, sure.
Okay. And
then space and curly braces. And we're kind of doing a from here again. So we're going to do a : key. No. So no array syntax, just : key. And then space and : caps underscore lock. All right. So now if you hit save, I think when you hit caps lock, if you look in the event viewer, it's not going to show up.
It failed. Hang on. My Goku is failing.
Okay. Nil caps lock.
From or to is nil caps lock. What does that mean? Oh, this one. All right. Okay, it's done. All right. So now I'm going to hit caps lock and nothing's going to show up. Well, something shows up in the events.
Okay. So
I assume it just doesn't. Oh, it still works.
Okay. So
am I on the wrong profile?
No, you set the from up. We just need to set up what up like the alone. So now do space alone, space : alone, and then space the object syntax with a key map to escape.
I'm a bit lost.
Sorry. Yeah, type the word key. Or : key, yeah, like that.
Okay.
Now
I'm gonna hit. Sorry.
Yeah, hit caps lock and look at the event viewer. That's still showing. Still showing caps lock.
It's still showing. Yeah.
Key caps lock. Layers.
Yeah, it's not working. It's not working just yet.
Okay.
Did we get the alone syntax right? Do I need like a object thing around it?
No, that should be fine. Because there's no conditions in this one. So I'm looking back and forth between yours and mine. Let's see, layers, caps mode, looks fine. Key caps lock, lone escape. Does your other key still work? The left command? Does that still do the left command D? Okay.
It doesn't seem to.
No, it's showing in the event in the event.
Left shift and spacebar. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it works. It works.
So it's still working.
Nice.
So it's the layer syntax we're missing something on. You know, I don't know if those can be on new lines.
What can?
Like if you bring up key to the previous line. So on line 9, just like delete all the white space after the curly brace so that
okay.
Yeah. And bring up the other one. Okay, now hit save and hit caps lock. It's still showing caps lock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
still,
you can
still showing.
Okay. Well, let's try. Where it says, well, no, that wouldn't change it. Let's just try using it in a layer for now, and maybe it's because we haven't used it as a layer. Doesn't sound right though. I see. Actually, go into your the Karabiner.json.
Okay.
If you can. And just do a search for caps lock.
Wow, it's not here. What would that be?
It might be because we're not using it as a layer right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and use it as a layer. It might be one of those things like it's defined as a layer but never used, so it cleaned it up.
Okay.
All right, so what we're going to do in
main?
Down in main, create so that object that has the description and the rules, just kind of like duplicate that whole thing, or create another one. Yeah, like if you want to type out description and rules like it is above. And we'll name this one caps lock layer or caps layer as your description. All right, and what we're going to do in the first, before you type any brackets, just do :caps mode. All right, and now rules you define underneath this should only be enabled when you're holding down the caps lock key. So if you create a new line and do just like that, :A, :B or something.
Like that?
Yep. Go ahead and hit save there.
And then caps, and then A.
Yeah. Huh. That's
events. Okay, I'm gonna hit. So I have the event viewer up.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit caps. Oh, caps is being mapped to escape right now. You see that?
Yep, that's good. And now type. Hold caps lock, and while holding caps lock, hit A.
Oh, I see. That's how it works. All right. I thought it was like sequential. I thought it was one after the other.
No. Yeah, no. This is like the concept of layers, meaning that if you think of shift as a layer, I mean, like when I hold down shift and I type A, it gives me a capital A. because everything when shift is down is uppercase.
Gotcha.
Or when you hold command, it's like a layer. Like command C has nothing to do with C. It fires off the copy command. So what you have now is a caps lock key that you can hold down, and you can trigger things. Like the whole keyboard is open to whatever you want to remap it to. So it's almost like having another command key or another whatever key available to you to remap to whatever.
Sweet.
What you'll see a lot of people do is they'll use this. Are you a Vim user?
Not often. I just
Not
do
often.
it for light editing.
Yeah. So let's just do this for fun. If you change A in your caps mode, change that to H, and change B to left underscore arrow, and then
What does that do?
duplicate this.
Oh, I see.
You see where we're going?
Yeah, you're creating Vim mode and yeah.
Yeah. And now, JKL.
Whoa. Hang on. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yep.
Is this right?
It's down. It's down. J's down, K's up, I think. Yeah, J's down. There you go.
Okay.
So now once you hit save,
I have hit save. So and then I hit caps lock. Yeah, look, H.
Yeah.
So let's have the event viewer up. All right, I'm gonna press H. Oh, that also triggers the hide command because I press command. Oh, actually no.
Oh, you
H
want it?
J K L. There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
H L J K. Yeah. Nice. So this is Vim mode.
Yeah, essentially. Now what I think about, or like the concept of home row computing, if you've ever heard of that, there was an article written about it years ago.
I haven't heard about it, but go on.
The idea is you want to keep your hands on the home row, like where your fingers rest, as much as absolutely possible. Right. So the way I use Karabiner is I try and keep that mindset. How can I keep my fingers at rest on the home row? And this introduces a lot of chording, which you'd have to it takes a lot of practice to kind of get used to, like hitting multiple keys at the same time. But like you reached for command, right? And you want to do command H to move like a word to the left or jump, multiple spaces to the left. So what you could do is you could hold down caps lock and then you could map F to command and then H, like you'd hit 3 keys at the same time and you're like moving your cursor a word to the left. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to explain. Let me make sure. All right, so if you do, let's do F to left option. I think this will work. And yeah, so just I don't think this will work right now. Like if you do hold down caps lock, then hold down left, or then hold down caps lock, then hold down F, then hold down H. Does that make sense?
Right, but how do I program that? How do I express that here?
Yeah, you kind of did already. Like you're most of the way there.
Oh, because just combining it like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so if I hit save, I see. So caps lock, and then F and H.
Yeah. Okay. So what's happening if you look at the sequence of events in the event viewer, you can see that left option is going down and up, and then it's firing. No, wait, it looks like did it do it once? You kind of have to look at the option should surround. Yeah.
Let me clear it. Okay. So I'm gonna do caps lock.
Yeah.
And then F and then H.
Yep.
F and H together.
Yeah. Hold down caps lock.
That's what I just did. I did F and H together.
Okay. So what that registered as was it typed the H key and it didn't do the left arrow. Now there's a syntax. If you put your cursor in front of the H key and do, I don't know why the syntax is this way. Or sorry, between the, right there, between the colon and the H.
Okay.
Right there. And do the hash, type 2 hashes. I don't know. Like what this is essentially saying is that allow any modifiers to be pressed and still do the mapping. Because when you did it before,
ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this works now.
Cool. So before it was saying, oh, you hit the right option key, I should type H instead of left arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're saying, even if you're holding the right the option key, still do the left arrow. So in front of all the HJ, in front of H, J, K, and L, do those hashes.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So now I can do caps lock F, and then I can. Ooh, that's not what I expected, but okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think option up and down is moving a line up and down.
Yeah.
So that's why I was doing that.
Cool. Nice.
All right, let's do one more thing. Just we'll get a little bit crazy, and then we can back off a bit.
All right.
So go ahead and map D to left shift underneath your left option. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. So now if you do caps lock D and your Vim keys.
Left shift.
Yep. And now do your Vim keys, your H, J, K, and L's.
Oh, right.
You should be able to start selecting text.
Ooh.
All right.
Yep.
Now what we're going to do is take those 2 hashes and put them in front of your F and D keys as well.
The command strikes me again because I mapped that convenience key. Okay. Oh, it's 2 hashes.
Yeah. Now what this means is that you can do caps lock F and D and H and select words to the left. Okay.
FDH. Right. And then
so this is how I work. Like I have F and D mapped that way. I have S mapped to left command. I have G mapped to left control. And all of my motions are done using my right hand, like up, down, left, and right. All of the modifiers are in the left hand, and it's all in the home row. Like that's the concept of home row, is you're never reaching for the arrows. I can go directly from typing to selecting words and deleting words with my keys never leaving, with my fingers never leaving where the keys are.
Right, right.
So that right there is the whole concept of home row computing. It takes a lot of repetition and practice to get used to it, but it's like I don't even think about it anymore. Like that's just the way I work.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm typing, me switching modes, like I've always had I disagree with the concept of Vim and their mode switching, because you're always hitting escape, or it's almost like you're hitting a key and switching to, I'm now in a different mode. I can type something, then I can switch back to another mode and type something. With home row computing, the mode is a modifier away. And so you're directly switching between them without having to like reach over and like.
Yeah. And there's no accidents. You always know what you have on.
Right. Yeah. And that's like similarly in Karabiner, you can set variables and say, if I type, like we'll do something like, if I type A and semicolon at the same time, I want to go into like, that means like if I slam both my pinkies down on the keyboard at the same time, I want to go into Photoshop mode or whatever, right? Like that's a thing you can do. But if you set a variable, then you don't know, like you'll go to type something and there's like no indication that you're in Photoshop mode. So my mind is I should always, like a mode or a layer should always have a key that lets me know that I'm doing that thing. And there are plenty of keys on the keyboard. Once you recapture caps lock and you kind of recapture the keys around it, there are plenty of keys on the keyboard to allow you to do that. All right, let's, how long do you want to go for?
I don't know. I was just trying to, I figured that we would just be spending some time getting the lay of the land, but do you have like sort of one other tip that you want to show?
Let's do the last one. Yeah, Nikita Karabiner is very cool. Nikita, the guy who just commented, I've looked at his configuration file many times to kind of inspire what mine does. And something I strongly recommend, if you go into the GitHub advanced search, and you search for karabiner.edn files.
I always forget how to do this. There's like an advanced.
I do github.com/search/advanced. Like, yeah, it's one of those things I always tell myself I need to make a bookmark for this. And scroll down to file names.
Yeah.
With this file name, karabiner.edn.
Nice.
And yeah, just look at the code. This is where I've pulled a lot of my inspiration from. And you'll see, let's see. Maybe I could explain some of these. Yeah, if you look at the first line, that's actually much inspiration taken from Nikita. See,
hey,
like he's in the. I think his examples are in like the Karabiner, like those Goku docs.
800 lines of Karabiner.
Yeah, we're not going to get into sim layers because that gets into, like. They're kind of, it's always hard to explain. It's like a layer, but you got to type faster. So
that sounds like a terrible idea.
So the idea is like I follow a lot of what he does here. Like I have an A mode and a D mode and all those modes where if you type that key and you type another key and you're just normally typing, if that's set as a layer, then it might accidentally trigger the thing. But a sim layer allows you to be more normally typing and not worry about accidentally triggering those things.
Okay. It's like a little delay thing.
Yeah. It's more friendly for layers and typing. Nikita says to search for console log in his config.
Console.log. What is that?
So if you read this, you can see the from is the A key, and the to is a sequence of characters. So typing out console log, and then the last event it pushes in is move the left arrow one to the left.
like that.
Yeah.
What's S9 and S? Is that that's parentheses.
Yeah, Shift 9 and Shift
Uh,
10, or Shift 9 and Shift 0.
Oh, gotcha.
But that's only when he's in JS mode. So if you search for JS mode, you probably want to do a find.
In JS.
Yeah. So his JS mode is when he's holding down the period key, but the condition is only when the in.js variable is set. So if you look at in.js,
inside of dash and inside of Rust or Swift. Oh, I see. When he's inside of JS or TS. So it's a pretty restricted mode.
No. So whenever in.js is set to 1, so it turns that variable on. So
JS or TS.
No, sorry, that's not what's happening here. Okay. So if you look at the first from, it's the letter J. Like at the start of the line. And so when he hits the tilde key, you can see at the top it has a condition called tilde mode.
Uh-huh.
So he hits the tilde key, he hits J, it fires a command open dash, and it sets the variables in Python and Go to 0. It says JS1 Elixir, like it toggles everything else off, and toggles JavaScript mode on. So you'd have to think his workflow is tilde key, hit J, I'm in JavaScript mode now. And when I hit period, when I'm holding down period and then I hit C, it types out a console log. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically get into JS mode and then do the console log.
Right.
We hit A.
Or A, sorry, I thought it was C.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Makes sense.
So let's see, his S is =, shift, period, so comma.
Fat arrow. Yeah.
Fat arrow. The comments are after it.
Return. He's got class name. He's got tachyons. Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
Style. Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
this is nice.
It's commented out. Oh yeah, the ones that I the class name and the style, I have ones for equals curly braces, equals quotes, and equals what's the other one? Yeah. Because those are other ones that I use all the time. Is like I'm writing out JSX or whatever, and I just want to pop open the property assignment, whatever they call that, attribute assignment. Is there a word for that in React? Passing a value into one of the properties or attributes? I don't know. It's passing an argument into a function.
Right.
But whatever. Yeah.
Calling? Yeah, whatever it's called.
JSX and yeah.
No, this is cool. I can see how this is a lot more automation than like text expander, which is what I used to think about in terms of, the high bar.
Yeah. But
there's not a lot of like double hash commands. It looks like. He's got the HTKL. He
probably does the similar
left arrow and right arrow. That's it. Huh.
Yeah, he says his generates 32,000 lines of JSON for his Karabiner file.
A contest, but yeah.
Yeah.
What's KM?
So KM is a template for Keyboard Maestro, and that's what I was going to get into.
Okay.
So where in his file he like hard coded a lot of the typing, like the snippet style stuff. Like I prefer to keep my snippets in a separate application and to trigger them with a different key. Like everyone has their own preference there. But if you look at KM, you'll like search for KM in the first instance, or search for a template or :template. That'll take us to the right section.
Yeah. There it is. Oh, right.
So it's firing off Keyboard Maestro and passing in an argument.
Right.
So if you look at where he's using KM, like we both love Alfred, and I do most of my Keyboard Maestro stuff in Alfred.
Okay.
So his would pass to KM, edit, get config, pass to KM. Like that's what those keys do. So you can have yours run any sort of bash or ZSH scripts. You can have it like it can invoke anything on your system.
Cool.
You just kind of have to. I don't. Does he use a different keyboard layout? Scroll to the very bottom. Nikita, do you use are you a Colmac or Dvorak person? Just curious. Spacebar mode.
Doesn't seem so. He uses HTKL, right? So.
Yeah, but even if you do, you would define your Colmac layer at the bottom because like the lower at the bottom is where they take preference.
So I don't see anything.
QWERTY. Yeah. So just like if you're gonna do a different layout, you want like the highest priority stuff at the bottom, so they so that like the priority of the keys isn't the precedence of the keys are the ones at the bottom. Spacebar mode is a fun one that takes a while. Well, because of if you imagine the spacebar as being like a shift key or a command key, like you can hold down spacebar and do stuff.
Yeah, it's a much bigger key to hit. I like that.
And this is one of them where when I originally tried spacebar mode, I used it as a layer, and because I used it as a layer, I accidentally did a lot of keystrokes I didn't intend to. But once I once I changed it, like I learned about sim layers later on. Once I learned about sim layers later on, then spacebar like it was actually a key I could use.
Gotcha.
So right now, spacebar and my home row are all the bracket keys. So I do spacebar A for left bracket, spacebar S for right bracket, spacebar D for paren. Like all of the special characters are just in my home row. I'm never reaching to the corners of my keyboard to type those. Yeah. Nikita just said, "Don't."
Do you find yourself?
Don't update the big. Don't update the big sewer if you want to use Karabiner.
Yeah. Do you find yourself like, you add a bunch of commands and then you forget what they are, then you have to go look it up?
Yeah, I play around a lot, and I'll make a command and forget what it was. I'll have to look it up, and like it comes from the repetition. Like a lot of them, like when I use a big one I use for screen flow. Like I have a command bound to ripple delete. Which is when my finger is on the trackpad and I hit the D key, it fires ripple delete. So because of the way that all the
okay.
So do you use the trackpad a lot? This is something we could get into, but
yeah, I do. But okay. So you're saying there's an event for just the trackpad?
There's a like a variable. Like if you look at if you go into the variable section.
Okay.
And scroll, let's see. You may have to go into the preferences. Or maybe it's devices.
I didn't know you could do that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh. Okay.
Oh, nice. Let's see. Nikita said F+ : will open iTerm in a third tab where Karabiner config is in the Vim. You can super quick search for a bind.
Yeah. That's what I do with my so this is my ZSH ZSH aliases. I have an alias for pulling up the aliases, so I could look up my own aliases.
Yeah. So what I do is I have the quote key as a sim layer, and I hit Z. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, Z is going to fire off, open up my ZSH functions. It's going to open up code with my ZSH functions. If I hit the colon key plus C, it's going to fire off open up code with config function or the config folder where my Karabiner is. So I keep the quote key to those sorts of things. Like it's Z for my ZSH function, C for my config folder, A for my automatos folder. And like I'll have just that one key, like I'll use it as, and try to do mnemonics for all the other keys. Like that helps me remember which ones to use.
Cool.
Yeah, mapping keys by theme is kind of the idea there.
Nice.
But when it comes to like forgetting which ones you do, like if I use it in Ableton a lot, and I'm trying to like duplicate a track or move a section or change the grid from a quarter beat to a full beat, or like there's these shortcuts. You're like, well, this one is making something bigger, so maybe I'll put it to the left and try to remember the left is supposed to be bigger than the stuff on the right. Like you're always like trying to do these mental mansion tricks of how to remember those sorts of things. But yeah, let me show you this. Let's see, where's the multi-touch?
Is it a plugin of some sort?
Yeah,
I see it here.
It's not in devices.
Devices?
No, it's not.
Yeah, Apple internal keyboard trackpad.
Let's see. Where's my Karabiner opening? I feel like it's opening on my screen that has your video on it, which is on another monitor in OBS. Oh, here it is.
You can't tell which is which.
Yeah. Oh, that's event viewer. Karabiner event viewer. Where's my elements? I wonder if you have to install it separately. It's called the Karabiner multi-touch extension. Preferences miscellaneous. Oh, you don't have preferences miscellaneous. Oh, sorry, you're in the event viewer. You need to open up Karabiner itself. There we go. Nikita, I've tried to find better shortcuts for better touch tool. But I just haven't been able to like land on any gestures that I like. Yeah, Sean, go into miscellaneous, I think. The tab on the right.
Got it.
And open the Karabiner in the bottom right extra tool, that one.
I clicked it, nothing happened.
Yeah, I think it opened behind it.
Oh.
All right. Now on your put some fingers on your trackpad and you'll see them show up. Like you can put.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay, now what?
So
see the event viewer. There's no events.
So no, check your variables.
Variables.
Yeah, and scroll down a bit. Okay. You may need to like make that window bigger or something. So put a finger down and you'll see some zeros change to ones.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's cool, that's wild.
Yeah. So the variable I haven't dealt with left half area or lower half area. Like I don't think about those ones. I don't want to be thinking I have one finger on the left half of my trackpad, so that does this. Although like maybe there's some good cases for that. The only one I think about is it's like the fourth one down, the finger count total.
Yeah, that's the simplest.
Yeah. So you can use that, like if you take that entire word or that sentence.
Put all 10 fingers.
Yeah. You can try putting your nose on there too. 10. I don't know what the like upper limit is. Can it do 11?
All right, let's see if we can do 11. I can't see it.
All right.
So actually,
I'll let you know. It's a 10. It got to 11. Nice. Oh, that was awesome. Now I'm curious, like if it has a limit. Let's see. I have
It's
some
probably
toes.
just the surface area.
You got some toes. Um. So this, yeah, the same way we used the caps lock layer condition, you can select that and use that as a condition because that's either 0 or 1.
That is wild.
So so just create an entirely new section like the new description, and we'll just call this like trackpad. Like
right.
Yeah.
I don't know if this collapsing is gonna work. Okay, here. Description.
Nikita, I haven't converted many people to use Karabiner. Hopefully Sean doesn't think I'm crazy yet.
No, I'm not gonna have such a long file, but I'm gonna try some stuff out. For sure. Like I want to block myself from using left shift so much, and like just all the left stuff. I want to use more right side things, because my left hand has some RSI issues. That's my the core.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely figure that stuff out. So paste that. Were you able to copy?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Now rules you define. Now let's define F. On a rule under that.
On a row under that.
Yep. Okay. So array syntax F and map this to, I believe it's button 1. Let's see. Where'd my... Yeah, button 1.
Like that?
Yep. Now hit save.
Okay.
And now put one finger on the trackpad and tap F, like around in your file.
I'm not sure what that does.
It should be clicking. Did that compile?
There's an error. There's an error. What does the error say? Inth is not supported on this type symbol. That looks weird.
Well, yeah, go back, fix you typed a bunch of Fs.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So delete those.
I don't think that's the issue though. I'm gonna kill this and then restart it.
Okay.
So that there's an issue right here. Nth is not.
Yeah, it's probably
on this type.
When you duplicated.
I think I did some bad.
Yeah, it looks like main's not. See rules.
See the braces match. Then I have some description, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, your multi-touch extension is missing its colon.
Ah,
here we go.
Okay. Oh, that looks good.
All right.
So what am I doing here? I'm doing one finger and then I hit F. So F. Ooh, F.
Now,
nice.
Now hit F and drag your trackpad around, and you can select text.
Ooh, right. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, this is how I work. Like this is why.
Hit F and drag your mouse around. Cool.
Now, cool. Let's do.
Yeah, how do you do if this equals 2? I guess that's a mode.
Yeah. So underneath that, well, let's do another section. I think in my opinion, every section should have its own condition.
Okay.
So trackpad 2. And put the arrays syntax around the multi-touch extension finger count total. And so where the colon is in front of that, do colon condi as like first part of condition, C-O-N-D. Yep. And then delete the next colon and put the entire thing in quotes. There you go. And I think that's the syntax. You're saying a condition of this set to 2, because by default they only do 0s and 1s. So whenever you do like,
I guess I'm gonna try G.
Well, just try F. F should be fine.
F40 is here.
Right, but do F and do button 2.
Oh, do F and do button 2?
Yeah, so it's right. It'll right click when 2 fingers are down.
Okay. So I'm here, and I have two fingers, and then I hit F. No, that did not work. Invalid condition 2 must be a keyword or simple condition definition.
Let me see.
I think the condi is wrong.
Oh yeah, sorry, condi. Surround that entire thing with braces or brackets. The array syntax.
Like that? Oh.
Like that, yeah. There it is.
Nope, error. Nth not supported. Something else is wrong. Is there something else that needs to go here?
No, that looks right to me.
It says nth not supported. I don't know what that nth means. Okay, we have someone from Nikita here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just asking about the one that we just did.
Yeah, it compiles
the one that he just did.
So when you have 2 fingers on the trackpad and tap F, it should do a right click.
Okay, I just fixed it. There was a stray F hanging around.
That'll happen a lot. That'll happen a lot.
Okay, that's the right click. You can see that. That's the right click.
Yeah, 1 finger should left click, 2 fingers should right click now.
I mean, the alternative is me pressing down the 2 fingers, so that's not super useful. But yeah, we could work off with that.
Oh, I totally agree. Totally agree. So the way I use these, I'll map 1 to shift click, 1 to command click, 1 to like those types of clicks.
Yeah. Okay.
So
to do map to shift click.
Well, no, just in
what is that?
In up above, where you did the button 1.
Yeah.
If you just duplicate that, and we'll do shift click on S. How does that sound?
Do shift click on S. Okay.
No, the syntax for this is going to be a bit weird.
All right.
But around the button 1, if you do the...
Is it the same one? Something like that?
Yeah. It's mostly that. If you just want to copy that one. Not on the F, but on the button. And yeah, remove that first colon. And this is a P key. It's a pointer key. And then instead of spacebar, it's button 1. And now, or change F to S or D or something in home row.
Okay.
So now we hit save there. You can click around the document and tap S. And it should like shift select from one. Is that selecting?
Ooh.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So if I do it the other way, so if I select it in one direction and then I go up, be above it, and I select it in the other direction. Oh, okay. That works.
It's just simulating a shift click. I mean, that's the only thing that's happening.
Sometimes it's, yeah. Cool. All right.
And the same thing Same thing works with command clicks or any other types of clicks. There are some scenarios in like in Ableton or other apps, like you can do double click, you could do button one. Or if you wanted to click somewhere, one I do, here's one you like. Do underneath the :S mapping, duplicate that line and do a mapping to you don't have to have that condition above all of those, the multi-touch. Yeah, it only has to be at the top of the rules. Let's do a :C mapping. Do you want to guess what I have :C mapped to? Copy, yeah. So let's see. Let me make sure I get this right. Yeah, so it should just be C, and then the colon, not object syntax, because we're going to use the shorthand. It's not array or object, because we can do the shorthand of colon, exclamation point, uppercase C for command, and then C.
Ooh, interesting.
Now this would assume you have something selected, so do your S shortcut first.
Right. And then C. Oh.
And then C. That should be in the clipboard. And then.
Yep.
Cool.
My clipboard manager.
Yeah. And one I actually have, if you duplicate the C, and do a paste and a cut and undo and all of those. Like that's another one. I'll have my finger on my trackpad and do a lot of copying and pasting and stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to get used to it, but then that wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I guess this should be a V instead.
Now, a cool thing I do here is I'll take that line and put it down in my trackpad 2 section.
Okay.
So take the paste line. The
paste. Only the paste line?
Yeah. I just want to show this off quick. And now instead of command V, we're going to do button 1, then command V. So put the command V in the array syntax. Surround. Nope, just the 2 part.
Like that?
That's the from part. Just the 2 part.
Oh, right. Sorry.
All good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then start with a button 1 and space. Okay. So now when you have 2 fingers on the trackpad and you hit V, it's going to click and paste.
I see.
So it's going to click first and paste so that you can just like move your cursor somewhere and paste it wherever.
And then let's paste it here. So I'm going to have 2 fingers down and then paste. Oh,
yeah. That's crazy, huh?
That's so optimized.
Yeah.
Look, I could just go anywhere.
Yeah. And what this mindset is really cool for is things like video editing or music, because you're using your mouse or trackpad a lot in those to put things in specific places. And like I'll do this a lot. Like I'll copy a password from one password and then click paste to like a password field or something That's something I do all the time. But Nikita says, I think there might be a conflict with my sim keys. It didn't work for me. Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder why. Nikita, do you see the multi-touch extension, like with your fingers, those red dots that Sean was seeing?
Down here.
Like if you see that and you see the variables in Karabiner, it should be providing those variables. Stretch my arms. Okay,
good. It's a good reminder.
Yeah, it certainly is. Do 100 push-ups. Yes, so I think that's essentially the gist of it. I wouldn't worry about the sim layer stuff unless you want to go hardcore mode.
Well, it sounds like it's a good replacement for layers.
Yeah, I mean, I
against it.
Yeah, layers are great for caps lock and other key. Like I'll have a tab layer and a caps lock layer because I'm not worried about quickly typing caps lock and then another key. So I leave those on layers. So caps mode is fine on a layer. But like if you want to use your A key as a sim layer, like we can set that up. Like if you go into actually let's talk about the scenario you mentioned where you want to have one keyboard shortcut like work across applications, like differently in different applications.
Yeah.
So
imagine that's one of those, like you have to be in a different app and then you detect which app you're in.
Yep. So in the event viewer, there's a tab next to like it's already open on the right. The frontmost application will always have its identifier.
Yeah.
And you can use that to I don't know if that shows up in variables. Can you see in variables? I think it'll show. Yeah. So you can think of that as like a condition you can use, just like we use a trackpad as condition and all of that. And this also, like the stuff below it, you can map things per input device. So if you had two keyboards hooked up to your, if you had two keyboards hooked up, or like one thing I've always wanted to experiment with is like having one of those like gaming things to the left of my keyboard and having like certain shortcuts for those. But like my keyboard's been enough. So
I pasted something for Nikita.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Let's see. So
yeah, I got you. So you want the same. So, I have to map every single key combination that I use, and then that would map onto. Well, I don't have to map everything. I just have to map the things that differ.
Yeah, let's just do one for code. So if you look at the identifier com.microsoft.vs code, we're going to use that. So, there's layers and main. There's a section called applications, which will set up just like we did with layers. This is cool. We're getting really far with this. You're letting me like fully nerd out on this stuff.
Yeah. This is fun. They should post this as like their tutorial training thing.
Sure, yeah.
So like right here?
No, above main.
Okay.
So it's at the same level, like it's at the root property. I don't know EDN naming stuff. Applications. Yeah. And this will have the same sort of syntax as, well, it's actually just, so do :code and space and then array syntax and then a string of com dot.
God damn it. No. What?
Is something mapped?
I don't know. Command V. What would do that?
I mean, you can do your
just disable this. Nope. What is it?
What are you typing? You're typing Command V and it's not pasting?
Yeah. Hang on. There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
it's because
I just had the wrong thing
the wrong
copied.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you could have used your two fingers on the trackpad, type V at that moment.
I know, but I didn't remember it.
Yeah. So now you have code as a condition, and you can set up a new section for here's the shortcuts I want to define in code.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That's pretty intuitive, man. That's awesome. VS Code, and then I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. So I could just say code.
Yep.
And then there.
And delete all of that stuff. This is what, like, I didn't understand conditions until after using Karabiner for years, but I wish it was something I knew from the beginning. So I'm glad that this is something I can show to you to start off with, and you can like organize yours this way and not have to suffer the pain.
Wait, what are you calling conditions? Like, is this a condition?
Yeah, that is either 0 or 1 based on whether code is the frontmost application.
Either 0 or 1 based on frontmost app.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I can do some crazy stuff here. What's a good idea?
Actually, let's totally reinforce that. Go into your Karabiner JSON. Like, you'll want to fix that syntax error.
What are you talking about?
Just delete that line you're on right now.
Okay.
And or define, do a search for code, or VS Code is where your section should be. Oh, sorry, define a rule underneath it, or just map.
Sorry, oh, right. So I need something here, right?
Yeah. Nikita, you don't need multi-touch extension to be open. I never open mine. Search for VS Code or whatever you described it as.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay. Oh, it looks like they have a condition of type frontmost application if. Okay. So that's how.
That was good.
Yeah. That was good. I thought that would have been a 0 or a 1, but I guess that's only for the variables. I assumed it was treated as other variables, but it looks like it has a special case for it.
So inside of VS Code, I've saved this. If I type a P, it gives me an M. Awesome.
Yep.
And outside of VS Code, if I go to hyper, and if I type P, it gives me a P. Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Sweet. Intuitive.
Nikita, curious how I use my trackpad. What we showed Sean of the trackpad copy paste stuff, I use that a lot. I use the F for clicking the button, and S or D for shift clicking, and G for command clicking. Like let's see, I can show mine. I'm gonna
take it over.
Show my screen. So button 1, actually, and I've been messing around with recently. I haven't like remembered all of these, but like a condition of screen flow with the multi-touch extension. Like when I do that, this is a big one for me, because this is ripple delete in VS Code. Or sorry, this is ripple delete in ScreenFlow. So whereas usually in here, it's going to shift click, in ScreenFlow, it's going to ripple delete, because the only two keys I ever do is I click on my, or like a button 1, I do left click and then I ripple delete. Like all my editing is left click and ripple delete. So I'm just doing FD, 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 and moving my trackpad around. Let's see. Mine's a huge mess right now. I need to. What's some other multi-touch? And I need to clean up a lot of these as well. Sean, you'll see if you want a condition to be applied to just a single rule, it can be like that third argument here. Like we put all of ours at the top, but you can also put it as like an argument. So a lot of my trackpad stuff is for Ableton or music editing and video editing. I don't use it for code a lot. So there's just applications where I use the trackpad a lot more that have shortcuts. And that's why I rely on it. I do have some for, did I map them specifically to Chrome? I don't think so. What would that be? Command W. Oh, whoops, I went over a tab. What would that be? I think it would be this. So I do have, like, when I'm navigating Chrome, I should limit this to just Chrome, but I'll use trackpad and W to close a tab, trackpad E to open a tab, R opens, like, goes into my command bar, and things kind of like that. Yeah. So Sean, like, this is actually something I use in code quite a bit. So one finger on the trackpad and A, I can do this. Just put cursors everywhere. So I can do that super fast. Let's see. So that's that one. D is just button 1 left shift. Talked about that. Command. All the ZX copy, paste, cut, undo. I don't know why I have that bound to bold. Who knows? I don't bold things a lot. I guess on one thing I use it for in Ableton a lot is managing which windows are open, because in a lot of visual apps you're like toggling things open and closed. So I use that quite a bit. Like I'll have a trackpad, finger on a trackpad plus tab will like close the window that's on the left side, because I'm like, okay, tab is up in the left corner of my keyboard, so that's gonna affect the left corner of my UI, like that sort of mindset. And I was trying to think, if I have 2 fingers down, I want to click and then do the thing. So if I have 2 fingers down, I can click and delete a line or cut a line, or click and copy a line and paste a line. 3 fingers down, I was thinking maybe Command Option. This is all just playing around with stuff. 4 fingers down, return or enter. I don't know. Like there's a bunch of ideas there that I haven't landed on. And I really need to organize this into applications, because there's like multiple conditions all kind of strewn about in here. But it was very much like a learning discovery process once I learned this syntax. I can't remember like when I finally figured out I can do a condition of in screen flow and trackpad. Like I can't remember when I first found this, but it was like less than a year ago. So
do you publish this somewhere?
I'll put it in a gist every now and again, but I update it so much that I haven't dared like do my dot files after like some like AWS certification stuff started getting into some of my config folders. I'm like, or not certifications, but like keys and stuff. I'm like, I haven't put the time into it. Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Sweet. Oh, that was really cool. I
Yeah,
think I learned a new language.
kind of. Yeah, EDN. Um, it's if Code's editor support was better for it, then I think I'd like it more. Like it feels
It's
like
fine. It's fine as
it's
it is,
fine.
I
It's
think.
fine.
Yeah.
True. But
Uh,
yeah, you have the per application one that like the global shortcut when you define a from, like if you wanted to define that duplicate thing or whatever, you can walk through that. I think that'll make much more sense now.
yeah.
Any other questions? We've been going for a while.
No, no, this is great. I feel like I have enough to really get a sense of the full potential, and I can see why people like it so much now. It is very, very powerful. So
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
thank you.
And you said you want to use your right hand more? Like your left hand is the
Yeah.
one getting the repetitive?
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's just more. It's just a matter of like blocking all the combinations of that I always use on the left hand, and just forcing
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, I'd have to think about like best ways to
That was
accentuate
my
right hand.
RSI learnings. That oh god, I think the shortcuts are messing with my typing
Nice.
already. So yeah, use both hands to type this. I because I'm I used to play Counter-Strike. I'm so used to everything on the left hand that
Oh yeah. Yeah.
that's what's punishing me right now. So
Okay.
I need to train myself to use both hands.
Got it. Yeah. There's some of the stuff we talked about should be able to like split things across hands for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
If you really want to like dive into that home row computing stuff, then it takes a lot of practice, but I like it.
I've never gotten into like the HJKL thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like I just don't have that problem yet.
Yeah.
So I'll keep it in mind. But I'll definitely at least do this. And then the finger mode stuff is really cool to me as well. So I'll definitely
Cool.
experiment with that.
And the one thing, like when we talked about the one shot idea, just look for things that you do a lot in certain applications, like
Yeah.
in code or whatever application you use. Like I have a command key, I can type that with a single finger. What could I map that to in this application? Like there's that whole, like you're on the, if you look down, you have, your control option command on the left, you have command option on the right. And you can use all of those single keys as advanced keyboard shortcuts you usually reach for. So I'd definitely think about that one.
Awesome.
If you ever find yourself stretching for something. So
yeah, sounds good.
All right, cool, man.
Well, thanks so much for the stream. I thought this was really cool, and yeah, it was awesome.
I'm happy to get it out there. I wish I could convince more people of it, but one person at a time, right?
One person at a time. I'll probably write this up at some point as well. And that'll be a good exercise for me.
Cool. Sounds good.